eyes open. You run outside, bask in that great experience of being out in the rain, washing you down. That's how I was. However, with me, it was being a child and looking out the window and wishing I was anywhere but that dreary school that was a prison. And I would gaze out the window. The teacher, it always started the same way. The teacher would get up in front of the class, start to lecture. I would be drawn outside, and I would be taken far away to adventurous lands, themes, the beauty of nature. Well, fortunately for myself, we moved into a home in an area with many woods and farms. So as a child, I had an opportunity to start to realize my dreams. And one of the first things that Gary, who is my best friend across the street, and Eric, another kid in the neighborhood, did was we built a coracle. And you could pass this around. It's a homemade watercraft. And we're like, well, a little stream behind the house looked innocent enough, but 2 or 3 times a year, when it rained heavily, it would become a raging torrent. It would flood. It would get like 5 or 6 feet deep, maybe 20, 30 feet across. Raging torrent of brown water. And we said to ourselves, okay, this time we're going to be ready. So we read ahead a couple of years in our Cub Scout manuals and learned that you can make a pretty handy watercraft out of stuff that Dad had lying around in the garage. So we got a big tarp and we went out into the woods and we collected all these dry vines and we formed them into what looked like a giant Christmas tree wreath. So it was probably about this big. You've seen the picture of the young man sitting in the coracle. So we made our watercraft in the secret, in the woods, and then one day it started to rain and it filled up some ditches. So we took it and we put it in the ditch and we got in and it sank. So we're like, oh, back to the drawing board. But we were determined and we kept doing it, and finally we figured out how to do it in such a way that it worked. So when it flooded, we were like, okay, it's time to do it. So we got our boat, we went down Coracle, and we took turns, taking rides downstream on it, and then stopping and getting out, and then we'd carry it back up, and kind of almost like sledding. It worked really well. And then we were like, okay, we're going to go for the Gulf Zone. We decided we would navigate and float 12 miles downstream to the Potomac River on this craft. However, fortunately, it hit a rock because we overloaded it. We all got in at once, and it tore the bottom out. So we had to wade ashore, and then we ran after it, and we got to a place where these giant culverts went under the road, and we saw our boat get sucked under into this whirlpool and disappear. And we were like, ooh, this may be a good thing that we didn't navigate all the way down. So that was the earliest adventure, and then things kept getting better as life proceeded. And I joined the Peace Corps. I was idealistic, and I wanted to help change the world and do good, that kind of thing. And went out to Cameroon in Africa, and the adventures continued and intensified out there. This was wandering around, conducting surveys in the rainforest, encountering wild species of animals that I had dreamed of as a youth, and really experiencing things to the fullest. So I guess what I'd like to convey is, as Toastmasters, we believe in trying to realize our dreams. And I think if I could go back and speak to that child gazing out the window and look at him, I'd say, don't worry, you are going to achieve your dreams. And that's what we should strive for here at Fairweather Toastmasters.
Striving for your dreams and remembering all of the ways that you start out with and you keep going into your dreams. That's wonderful. And we do have a possible volunteer for a speaker. Or is there anybody else that wanted to do speaking? No? Yeah? Okay, Claudia, did you want to go?
Yeah.
Okay, so then may we have somebody do the evaluation? You can raise your hand. Do you want to do the